Happy Saturday, y'all. What do you think? Thumbs up or thumbs down on the barrette? Is it kind of fun to have these new looks? I wanted to welcome all of you here to our broadcast for Trading Week Ahead. I'm Ken Calhoun. Hopefully giving you an edge in your trading. And, the edge that you have to have is not trying to scalp under $10 low flow crap stocks. It's trading instruments that have consistent volatility, a multi-point run. So the neat thing about that is you don't have to be as exactly correct as you do trying to scalp cheap stocks. You can be within 50 cents or so of a ballpark entry and an exit and come out smelling like a rose. And that's a strength, and that's a big feature. So hey, good point, Bill. I like the navy and olive green. I will do that. I got that one on Amazon. It's kind of cool. Yeah, Jurgen's saying because he would like to day trade, but because of day trading, you have to swing. Hey, Phil. Remember, you can always open up multiple accounts and at least get your 3 trades off in a 5-day window, splitting your account into 2 different brokerages. So that way you can do like 6 trades in a 5-day time frame or partition it even further. So that's another good quick tip. All right, what do we got? Let's do a little business here as we get ready to get underway. I did want to welcome you all here. Do be sure to register for the absolutely free World's Top Traders Success Summit with top-notch colleagues like Tom Sosnoff, Larry McMillan, Steve Nissen, Harry Boxer, Tony Turner, Barry Burns, and myself. Coming up in just 13 days, 2 weeks from yesterday. So, week from Friday, we'll be meeting 30-minute presentations from each of us. So we're going to hit the ground running, giving you actionable intel for charts that actually make sense. And more important is the strategies and the thinking behind the charts. The charts are just the admission or the price of admission to trade correctly. It's much more about risk management and volatility and directional trades with position sizing and scaling and all the rest of it. Hey, quick tip, and do take note of this URL, trademastery.com unlock. I just put this offer together for you in the wee hours of the morning today, and I thought I'd go ahead and cut my price in half, especially good if you're new to working with me, or if you've been with me and you've let your subscription lapse for whatever reason in the months and years past. This is half off, and you get all 4 of my alert services. So kind of like that golden ticket offer, but even better because you get 3 months for just $4.97, and you lock in that rate too, and that gives you kind of going to a Vegas buffet, a good one like Caesar's Bacano buffet, or my favorite still Bellagio's buffet. They've got really good food there. So I like the omelet station for breakfast buffet, or the crab legs and steak at dinner time and all that. I like great foods. Anyway, speaking of greatness, you can join me for 3 months for this. I'm a real money trader with tax return proof. How many educators show tax return proof that they actually really trade millions of dollars worth of stocks a year? Well, I do. Anyway, the point is, join me. I've learned a whole heck of a lot, and that's at trademastery.com/unlock. That offer is only good until next Saturday. The offer ends Saturday the 15th. And the reason for that is because it's a whole lot of work. I guess so many traders sign up because the smart people sign up, right? The dumb people don't sign up, but the smart people sign up. And so it takes me a lot of work to get everyone registered. Anyway, let's get on with it and take a look at our markets. Who's hot, who's not, what's going on, and how to capitalize on it next week. If you take a look at our S&P, it looks just like the Qs, right? The TQs chart. You can see we had a false hammer, a fake out hammer. It looked like it was hammer time, but not quite. Hammer at a 200 SMA is usually a pretty robust hammer, but it faked out and kept going down for a couple days. But it came back to life. It's alive. It's recovery of the hammer high would be a long signal. Anyway, the point is, we're in between the 200 and 50 SMA on the S&P, so for that reason, we're still a long bias market, particularly if we get north of each 10-point increment, the 2890 and the 2900. But because this thing cycles up and down, we may well get a fade or drop, and so an immediate tight support level, S1 for fast-paced traders would be 2840. If we just lose the Friday low and continue back down, we could grind. We're still in a downtrend continuation because this sold off, it bounced, it went down, but it didn't bounce above the previous high. So the market technicians, all the CMTs in the house, we're using, or they're using, I'm not yet a CMT. I never did take time to get that, but anyway, if we get over that 28.95, 2900, we may see some buyers come back in. From a timing standpoint and a directional volatility standpoint, whether you trade options or the underlying, remember that we are looking for round trips of no more than, say, 3 or 4 days. So very seldom are weekly options traders going to get in and out with the full week to go. And same thing for our traders. We're looking for good directional bias in charts that have relatively good strength. So here's one, for example, that my small cap scans members got earlier, ADVM, also worth keeping on the radar for the next week ahead. And the reason I like this is because it's got a sequence of buying pressure that had to go from 7 up to 10, and we held above the 10, the decade value. And now we're trying to climb on up to new highs. So we'll see if ADVM, that's this chart, is able to continue on up. This is let me pull this up here so you can see. This is a 3-month daily candlestick chart. Just checking in with our numbers, it looks like we're still up at the 56.36. So wanted to thank all of you for making time to be with me here this Saturday. Let's carry on. Crude oil's been taken in the shorts, but it's likely to bounce real soon now. So I'll be swing and day trading UWT, and we're going to take a quick look at that one. For those of you who remember, I called UWT correctly long over 1050 here and in my swing scans events and in the live room. I called it long over 1050. I said we'd want to wind out our trades by 19, right under 20. It did keep going up a little bit. We had name that candle pattern. I should start giving away prizes in these Saturday events, right? The only thing is I'm really busy, so fulfilling the prizes and contacting people to follow up, that's kind of a PITA. But if I were giving away prizes, name that candle pattern. It's kind of an obvious reversal, right? It's not only did that pattern form the anchor point that created the 200 SMA, it's not like that 200 SMA was there ahead of time, it's formed after the fact, but anyway, it created the 200 SMA, and that is, right, Muriel, Norma, Chris, Mukesh, Don, right, bearish engulfing, right? So do remember to learn how to trade candlesticks exclusively from my colleague Steve Nissen at candlecharts.com. Everyone else who teaches candlesticks is a moron, and they're wrong, and they F it up most of the time. Seriously, I look at some of these other educators who claim to be candlestick experts, and they always screw up. They'll say like, oh, it's a doji reversal. No such thing. It's doji uncertainty. My wife's from Japan, and she tells me doji means clumsy, kind of like donchan, uncertain. Anyway, the point is, learn candlesticks from the expert, learn breakout trades from people like me, and Harry Boxer, he's the other great breakout trader. Learn from people that actually know what the blank we're talking about. Stop the madness. There's got to be another way. Live from Colorado Springs, it's Trading Week Ahead. Anyway, UWT's reaching previous support near 8 or 10. We had a bullish engulfing here, right? Bullish engulfing marked out the bottom, bearish engulfing marked out the top, and now we're getting back down to near support. So if we do see, let me move this over because if we do see that is forming what? That does look a little bit kind of sort of like what pattern? Name that pattern. And what's important is we got really huge honking volume yesterday. I was trading UWT yesterday and the day before because it's moving up. But we do have a bullish engulfing, right, Norma and Mira? So we do have a bullish engulfing, and bam. What would be, so here, riddle me this, to quote Batman, which I don't really care for the Batman character as much, but anyway, riddle me this, or the movies for that matter. I need to see the new Avengers, but I've been busy trading. But where would be an exit target for this? If we bought, say, 13 and a quarter, 13.50, where would be the place where we get off the bus, shut the front door, tighten up our trailing stop, take the money and run, son? Where are we going to trail a stop on this puppy? Where's our best case exit target? I mean, technically, best case exit target is 24. But I'm here to tell you it's unlikely to run all the way up there without a squawk, so I'm more likely to get off earlier. Hint, near a mean reversion pivot zone. Or more likely, one of the squiggly lines here. Which one is it? If we buy 1350 as swing traders, where are we happy to... Like I was watching Pulp Fiction, and the one fella said, was it Jules, are we happy? And he opens up the suitcase and there's this golden glow. And I love that movie, Pulp Fiction. 25 years it's been since it came out. Quentin Tarantino is amazing. I like that and Kill Bill are my two favorite Tarantino movies. Anyway, are we happy? We're happy, yeah, if we get all the way up to just around 17. Say what again? I double dog there. Say what again? Anyway, so right under 17 is going to be major resistance because that's the nearest institutional moving average line. That's the 100 SMA. So always figure out the way I trade, and, if you've seen me trade over the years, I'm the real deal. And again, welcome aboard. All information is for educational use only, etc. That's me. The guy who's done, now I'm sure that's north of 5,000 trades, but I've done 4,882 trades since January. And that's proof from my Fidelity account. I grayed out my account number for security, but anyway, you can see I paid 18 grand in commissions to learn. Every stop, every win, every breath you take, every trade you take, I'll be watching you to butcher Sting. But anyway, making real money trades makes a lot of sense. And what you're looking for are trades that, like this pins example, that have volatility that are likely to continue up for you. Gold has been going up lately. I trade Nugget and JNUG versus Dust. Mostly I day trade these guys. I have not been swing trading as much lately because of the only swing trade I did, and I made money with it, was an overnight hold in this IFRX is some cheap ass stock that was an $18 stock that dropped down to, I think that was it, right? And I sold it yesterday at a profit because that's like one of the few overnight holds I did. But this guy, it had been like $18 a share and it was down here, so I bought like $320, $330. Held it overnight, and I fortunately trailed the stop and got out right near, not at the top, but it's like 370, 380, something like that. I got stopped out trying to trade the bounce yesterday though, but anyway, that's why you use trailing stops, by the way, to lock in a profit, which I did on the overnight hold. So this guy ran from 310 to 4. That's a tradable instrument, right? And because we're at a key support level, this is the biggest sold off instrument I've seen in recent history. Take a look at this chart. Bloody brilliant. I like people from the UK because they're usually skeptical, which I like. I'm a skeptic too, so I share that. Kind of generalizing. And I like people from Canada because they're so dang nice. And I like people from here in Colorado because they're down to earth for the most part. But look at this chart. Look at, well, actually, it's got an even bigger range than this. But anyway, that's a 3-day chart. It went from 660 down to 320. Anyway, this one is kind of poised for a bounce. So if you are a bounce trader, one of the quick tips that I'll share with you, and we got a few minutes left here, is look for bounces in extreme, I don't like the phrase oversold, but things that have an extreme, it's been sold off, surely it can't keep going down, and often it still yet does, right? Surely it can't keep going down. Boom, sure. And then when capitulation is at its strongest, and you see a volume bar on the reversal or volume pivot, right? That often leads to a nice little bounce. So this guy held overnight. I sold my trailing stop out here. So for an overnight hold, I like those type of charts that have extreme volatility. If we take a look at I want you to see what I saw. I'm keen to show you an example of the reason I'm showing this to you is that it's an example of an extreme chart. You need to focus on the extremities, the extreme charts, not the just okay charts. Otherwise, you get the death of 1,000 cuts. So taking it back, yeah, that was it. It was a $38 biotech stock that missed its clinical trials, and bad news, boom, bad news bears. It kept going down. we had a little, what's called a dead cat bounce. No such luck for the longs, and it kept dropping. But when you zoom in on the chart, you can see there's plenty of trade potential. So anyway, charts that look like they've had a really bad day and fell out of bed. Look at that. This one is likely good for bounce trades next week and the week beyond if buyers come back in. Now it could be it ends up being a penny stock and ending up down at a 30 cent a share, so we don't know what it's going to do. But if it bounces, that's the type of extreme chart you really want to focus your energy on as an active trader. What are some other good charts here? So directional volatility, whether you're trading options or you're trading the underlying, you want to trade charts like this swing scans pick that I gave my members last week and earlier. A star, like a shining star. Now yesterday was kind of the only red day in weeks, but charts that have a nice 45-degree angle breakout that are consistent in their volatility and they're consistent in their price action have the best odds of making you money in the stock market. It's such a science and an art of avoiding false breakouts and ducking and weaving in between price action pivots and false breakouts and the rest of it. You really need to start off with the best charts possible. This ADVM is a pick that my small cap scans members got last week as well. You see a bullish engulfing here over a golden cross. Do you see how the bullish engulfing confirms the golden cross? The fellow technical traders out there, we like a 50 SMA that crosses upwards over 200 SMA, and more the merrier if we see the West plus the East agree with each other, right? So we got the voice of the West saying it's a buy, and the day after, sure enough, the candles gave us a bullish engulfing, and it's up from 6 to 11, almost doubling, right? Think how much money you could make trading these kind of charts as opposed to what you're currently trading, right? That's one reason why I work so hard to earn the trust of traders the good old-fashioned way. I roll up my sleeves and I put on the real money trades and I figure this stuff out. As a former corporate statistician for the Ford Motor Company and a nationally certified quality engineer and a guy with a couple of degrees, hopefully I got the smarts figured out to help do the heavy lifting for you so you don't have to trade alone. And you can figure out with me as we solve this big massive puzzle together, which of these charts make the most sense to trade in our current markets. Another one to keep on the radar is Legg Mason. That was one that I had alerted my members 2 weeks ago, and it continues to look pretty healthy. This is LM, a little higher priced, coming off a hammer bottom. It's hammer time at 27, running all the way up to 37. We have a bullish cup trying to form here. I wouldn't be too excited about this guy until it breaks out over 38 and again over 40. Quick show of hands, and I always ask this when I speak at the money show events, which I hope to again at some point in the near future. I always get invited, but I've been too busy and have health issues, so it's hard for me to travel. But let me ask you, how many of you, I always ask this at money show events when I speak, and I always say, everybody on the count of 3, give me a big ka-ching, and everyone, hundreds of traders are ka-ching, and people coming in, WTF, what's going on in this room? That's why I get standing room only crowds, baby. Well, how many of you, show of hands or type the letter Y, do use position sizing, meaning you add to your winning trades on occasion? How many of you? Show of hands. Type in the letter Y or say I. Are you with me? How many of you add to your winning trades? Got a few minutes left here. And again, I'm going to apologize in advance for not being able to answer all the questions because we got too many of you and just me. I can't answer Mike's question about platform. I use eSignal. Hey, Sterneth, I did send you the link to the Swing Scans event. Please check I sent it this morning, so double check your spam and trash folders. And if for any reason, by the way, too, if you don't see a link from, the GoToWebinar for any of my events, triple check your spam and trash folders. Or if it's an ongoing issue, and again, I record it, so even if you can't make it live, the recording will be in the members area by tomorrow, so you'll still get to see it. But that was sent to you this morning. I personally sent it out this morning. So many new members. So thanks for your patience. Check the spam and trash folders. And if it's an ongoing issue, then change emails or let me know a new email, and I'll get you taken care of. Anyway, does everybody see this pattern? 27 to 37. if you want to make money as a trader, it all comes down to the nuances between good, professional type breakout patterns that are likely to, the trick is they're likely to attract other professional traders, not amateurs. You got amateurs playing low float, crappy $3 stocks. Hey, it's a gapping grr. Let's trade 5,000 shares and blow up our trading account and not tell the traders about it. Don't be that guy and don't follow people like that. Instead, trade charts that have good directional volatility and the math, the numbers of position sizing. Like Sosnoff says, trade wide, not deep. I say trade wide, not deep. Sosnoff says trade small, trade often. That's both correct ways of saying the same thing. You do want to diversify and trade a variety of instruments that are most likely to work out for you. So for example, got this new mouse here I'm trying to get used to. STAR was a good example of a directional winner for our members last week. Now, anytime now it may pull back. Anticipate pullbacks. The question is it going to keep running? Well, always anticipate resistance at whole numbers, right? That's kind of trading 101 stuff. But so I never buy at say a 0.9 under a whole number. That's usually a good place to sell to people. Remember, you want to be like any kind of a merchant. We are traders. It's what we do. We buy wholesale and we sell retail. We buy from somebody here over 10. We sell to someone else up here, either under the 11 or in this case under the 12. But we make our profit. We sidestep the pullback. We get back in if it does resume its uptrend at some point. And if it doesn't, and this is the high of the month or whatever, then so be it. We're done with it. Or charts like this ADVM. These are both for my members that they've gotten. This guy, noticed the volatility from 5 to 11. It over doubled in value. Now, you should be happy if you get 20 or 30% of a 90-day range in your trades. Best case, 50%, but I'm happy if I get 20 or 30%. So if I buy, it's a 7.5 and I sell at 9.5 and make my 2-point nut, I'm a happy camper. I'm not trying to buy at 5 and sell at 11. That's not going to happen. Of all the tens of thousands of real money trades I've done, less than 1% or within like a 5% buy at the bottom, sell at the top. Everything else is somewhere in the middle, kind of the meat in the middle, and that's what you're trying to go for as an active trader. So does that help? I hope it gives you some food for thought. I've got swing scans coming up in a minute. And again, if for any reason you didn't get your email from GoToWebinar, do be sure to double check your spam and trash folders. And if you still didn't get it, we can troubleshoot later. I'm not going to have time to troubleshoot right this minute, but you can get the downloadable video that will be posted in the members area either later today or early tomorrow morning. So you'll still get to see the whole event broadcast and download and keep it too. So, and it's also streaming in case you want to watch it on the old cell phone. So a lot of traders, right? Anyway, just a quick tip: if you have not yet, maybe most of you haven't yet registered for this because I just launched it today. Register now for my All Access Pass. It's you have my word. It's a great value because you get over 30 hours of live real market training with me. You get 5 days a week in the live room, plus the Saturday swing scans, plus small cap scans and breakout mastery. And so it's well over 30 hours of training and development with me every single month, and it's only $4.97 for the whole 90 days for 3 months. So, that's 3, 6, 9, well over 90 hours of training. 90 hours of training with me, a Money Show speaker, for only $4.97. So that's a good deal. I have that offer is good for just 7 days until a week from today. So do give it some thought. You can take a look at more information on the different services by clicking on these. These are buttons, by the way, in case you're curious. These are buttons, and they take you over to the different websites that explain with testimonials and previews and all kinds of cool stuff. So again, thanks to all of you who voted me #1 article author in the world. I appreciate that, and thanks to those of you who give me kind words on the fact that I actually do show tax return proof of actually being a real trader. And of course, back when I used to do live seminars, it's always fun to see lots of people and my Vegas showgirls having a great time. So Y'all take care. Do trade smart out there. Register now for the All Access Pass, or give it some thought. You have a few days to give it some thought. Sleep on it if you want. But it's just $4.97 for 3 months of all four. I'm looking to integrate my services I'll continue to do that, to make my services where you get multiple, kind of like going to a Vegas buffet. So you don't have to just pick one if you're a day trader or swing trader. You get access to all four. So that's a good service. So anyway, that's trademastery.com/unlock. So unlock your access. And so I do hope that you'll all give it some thought and consider joining me. You have my word. I like to give you good, honest, no BS training based on real money trades that can hopefully help you guys turn the corner. So traders from all over the world here that join. So that's cool. Johannesburg. I've never been over that part of the world. I've been all over Asia and parts of Europe and a lot of America, but I've not been to every corner of the earth. Anyway, do register for the All Access Pass, and I will see you guys next Saturday. And in the meantime, don't screw it up. Don't try and do this all on your own, because you're trading against experts like myself and guys like me that we put in our 12 and 16-hour freaking days to figure out how to do this the right way. That's my full-time job, so you don't have to make it your full-time job to do what I do. Whenever I learn from a subject matter expert, and I've happily spent thousands of dollars on coaching support from people whom I trust. I always like to think of like outsourcing the solve the puzzle piece of that part of my life to that person I'm hiring. So I hope that I can solve the puzzle for Wall Street to you guys, and see you guys next time. So maybe I'll wear a different color beret next time. Like I said, I like Sosnov's beret, and I like Dr. J beret. So hey, I'll join the party. Wearing a black beret to start off with. Anyway, y'all take care, and Swing Scans members, I will see you guys in just a few minutes. Thanks so much, and make it a great week ahead. Trade small, trade smart, trade safe, and don't lose money. It's like Warren Buffett. Rule number one is don't lose money, or at least not much. And rule number two is see rule number one. So play it safe, play it smart, and let's go get them. Take care, and best wishes for success in your trades. I'll see you guys next Saturday. Bye for now.